back for week 3 of our New Year, New Army challenge. It's been a fairly solid week. I've just about finished all these Steelers. I've got to say it's been a bit of a slog this week. These guys have nearly broken me. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday night this week, I had pretty much lost patience with them. The blue was taking absolutely forever to highlight. There's an awful lot of that skin carapacey stuff on them, and it was really beginning to drain a little bit. But we got them done. I've just finished basing them this morning. I finished basing the old the stuff from the other week, the Broodlord and the deployment markers. So it's gone all right. I'm behind where I'd like to be, but I think this week has been pretty solid. So we'll get a little zoom in to these guys. Let's see if it'll zoom in. So we've got a kind of bit of a mix of gear across them. There's a few of the odd heads. I'll point out a few bits and pieces, but yeah, I think they're looking pretty mean so far. We've of course got the obligatory, there we go, acid tongues. So these have just had a longer tongue and a little bit of green around the face and around the poison sacs on them. But overall, I'm pretty chuffed with these. They've come out really nicely. The blue colour scheme looks awesome on the table. The bases so far have been fairly simply done. There's not a huge amount of excitement on there. I need to get some fairly dry, nearly dead grass tufts to stick on them. But otherwise, I'm pretty chuffed with that. It's all right. So that's been this week's work. I'll kind of talk about what we're going to do next week and some other bits and pieces. So give me one moment. Next week is going to be all about these guys. My first 3 Tyranid warriors. We've got them armed with Death Spitters, Bone Swords, and a single Venom Cannon. As I mentioned before, I don't like don't particularly like the warrior heads, so I've swapped them out for some spare Hormagaunt heads, which I much prefer. I've always loved the really old Tyranid warriors from second, third edition, 40k, something like that. The really tall, spindly ones. So I've tried to mimic some of the features of these guys. I've made these much more upright than the normal warriors. I've given them all bone swords because I think bone swords look cool. I have gone for death spitters on these guys because I think the Ren's fairly useful. I know they don't get as many shots as Devourers, but it's just a kind of classic mid thing. I'd love to spend some time to build out the old sacks they used to have on the back for the ammo. So that's next week. I reckon I should have these done in actually just a few days. So because they're pretty big. I'm doing the opposite colour scheme to the Steelers, so it's mainly going to be bone bodies with blue carapaces, and I'm going to get my painting station rigged up tonight so I can record all the painting of them and do a little tutorial video for them. I can talk through exactly how I paint my guys. On top of that, I also had the chance to get my 3D printer up earlier this week and managed to print out a couple of these. Somebody mentioned the other week that in the Hive Tyrant kit, you essentially get enough bits to make a Flygrant and either a Swarm Lord or a walking Hive Tyrant, except for you don't get enough torsos. Handily, I've got a photon printer in the garage, and somebody on Thingiverse has the model for one of these. So I printed out. Actually, I printed out 2 of these. So if you hang around till the end of this video, you'll find out how you can be sent one for free. Nothing at all. I've got a spare. I'll just post it somewhere in the world. So hang around till the end, please. Onto the tracker for this week. So of course I've knocked off the Gene Stealers. That's 16 of them. I've got the Broodlord from the other week and the deployment markers as well. So that's the couple of good chunks and all in the green. Did a quick couple of sums, and I reckon we're now up to about 307 points of my 500 so far, so it's going really well. The Nid Warriors will get me to nearly 400, and the Carnifex is about 117, 112, something like that. So pretty close to getting the first 500 done. I've got to say, it felt like a real slog this week. It's painting 16 gene stealers as a single batch was a near killer for me. But you know, you live and learn. I think when I do some of the other units of termagants and stuff, I'll definitely break them down into 10s. So that's it for this week. If you hang around one more moment for another message. So, as mentioned earlier in this video, I'm going to send this lovely 3D printed Hive Tyrant torso off to one lucky person on this channel. Well, one person on this channel, yeah, lucky or not. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, like and comment on this video, and I'll pick out a winner on next week's video somewhere near the end, and get in contact with you, send me your address, and I'll post it out to you anywhere in the world free of charge. All right, thanks for joining us. I'll see you in a week.